Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be going over a few things we can do for feeling pain in our IT band. So first things first, what is our IT band? That is going to be our connective tissue that can start from the top of our hip and leads all the way and connects on the outside of our knee. So the pain that you can feel can range from anywhere from feeling it in the hip, along the side of your thigh, and then you could even feel pain on the outside of that knee. That is where the IT band is, and if we're really tight there, we can get pains and issues and tightness in other places. So when we're squatting or doing anything with a kneeling position, it can cause any pain in those areas. So here are a few things we can do to make you alleviate that pain, or you can do at home just to make it feel a little bit better. So first things first, we're gonna start with the foam roller to loosen up a couple muscles around the IT band. So first thing first, we're gonna start by foam rolling our TFL. The way you can find your TFL, it's a muscle here, connects to the hip and goes to the outside of the hip. But from here, you're gonna find that bony landmark on the top of your hip, and we're gonna foam roll from there and down. So the way you can set up, we're gonna be lying on our side. We'll get that foam roller again, find that bony spot of your hip. Then from there, you can support yourself with your forearm, leg, and then from there, we're going underneath that bony landmark. So finding that sweet spot, usually you'll feel the tenderness of this muscle, because if this muscle is tight, it's most likely pulling on that IT band. So again, we're gonna go a couple seconds here, anywhere from 30 to a minute. Again, just going nice and slow, going up and down, making it small little movements, doesn't have to be one big long one. And again, just working that area until we feel a little bit of pressure relief. From there, we can also foam roll the glutes. So we'll be on our back or sitting on the foam roller. And then from here, you can either keep the leg straight or bring it into that figure four. And from there, going up and down along the glute. Since we're dealing with the IT band, I don't want to be too far in. I kind of want to still be laying almost on the side here. That way we hit the side glutes or your glute medius. And again, those muscles all connect to that IT band. And if they're tight, they're going to be pulling on that. So we'll work that. And then our last thing that we're going to be foam rolling is the lateral side of our thigh. So the way we can set up for that one, we'll bring the foam roller to the side. From here, we're going to have our other leg out, bring the foam roller. We're going to go onto our elbows, so that way we can show how we can dictate how much pressure we put into that foam roller. And then from there, foam rolling again the outside, so I'm slightly turning away from the foam roller, hitting that outside quad, and again going over those muscles, looking for those tender spots. As you do it, make sure we're breathing as well. We don't want to tense up even more. We're trying to relax into the foam roller. I kind of like to picture in my mind like we're trying to melt those knots away or melt the tightness away. So again, going nice and slow and working through that band right there. And again, anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, apply as much pressure as you can tolerate. I would also suggest, if the foam roller is too much for you, if you have a massage gun, you can also use the massage gun on those parts to help loosen up those muscles. All right, from here we're gonna go over a few exercises we can do to help strengthen out the muscles around the IT band to make sure that it isn't overworking and taking all the pressure when we're doing our exercises. So first one we're gonna go over is a seated leg raise. So for this one, we're gonna be in a tall seated position. To make it simpler or easier, we're gonna bring our hands behind our body. From here, I'm trying to stay as upright as I can. And we're gonna go one leg, just focusing on putting tension through the quad, engaging it. So I'm gonna think about driving that knee down to the floor. Then from here, driving the leg straight up, pause for a second at the top, and slowly bring it back down. The goal of this exercise is to maintain that leg straight. We don't want it to bend or keep it floppy. We want to build that tension in that quad, lift, and then bring it back down. And as we do that, we should be strengthening our quad, hip flexor, and a little bit of the core. I'd go anywhere from 2 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 10. Again, This is not supposed to feel like a crazy hard exercise, but we're supposed to feel that tension building up through that leg. And again, just building up that strength, making sure we're using the rest of our leg and not the outside of that T-band. Second exercise we're going to be doing is a side lying leg raise. So for this one, we're laying on our side. If you have a pillow, you can use the pillow to put over your head, or you can just use your hand. You can lay on it like so, or bend it in and help support your head. But from here, I'm gonna make sure that my bottom leg is gonna stay bent. I'm gonna push my hip forward. Once I'm in this position, I'm also gonna make sure that there's a little small gap in between the side of my stomach and then the floor. We want to make sure that gap is there, because if we sink in, then this hip hikes up and we don't want that. So make sure that hip stays away, little mouse hole we call it, underneath. Then from here, I'm going to point my top leg, or the top leg is going to go straight down. Then I'm driving that heel all the way up and bringing it back down. As I lift the leg, I want to make sure that I'm not losing that mouse hole, because that means my hip is moving, and that's going to change what muscles are working. So again, we want to make sure that mouse hole is there. Lift the heel up as high as you can. For me, I feel that tension, and I feel that tension in my glutes. Then I'm going to bring it back down. Again, it's good to hold a little pause so you know where the muscle's working. So up, hold one, and then bring it back down. And for this one, I like the same 2 to 3 sets of 10 reps, or you can just go until you feel like a burn in that glute. Again, just making sure those different points and cues are there before we lift. Then our second exercise, this one's gonna be more for the inner thighs. So this one's gonna switch the legs. We're gonna bring our top leg over, and you can have it as so. So my foot is planted into the ground, leg slightly up. Again, looking for that mouse hole slightly. Then from here, this bottom leg that you see here, we're gonna flex our foot, so toes to shins. Then I'm gonna be lifting my leg up as high as I can, and then bringing it back down. As I do it, I wanna pause at the top, build tension in that inner thigh, and then bring it back down. Because if I just try to go and get as many reps as I can, I'm most likely not gonna be engaging that inner thigh muscle or adductors. So again, nice and slow, pause at the top, and then bring it back down, nice and controlled. Again, you should feel that in your inner thighs. Same rep scheme, 2 to 3 sets of 10, or you can just go as many reps until you feel a good burn and you fatigue yourself. But again, this is our side lying adductor raise. And then the last exercise we'll be going over, we have our hamstring focused glute bridge. So for this one, we're not going to keep the heels close. We're going to bring it a little bit far apart. So think about having a little bit more space in between your heels and your hips. Then from here, I want to make sure that I am driving my lower back into the floor. Once I'm in this position, I'm driving through my whole foot, but I want to feel more pressure through my heels. Lift up, and as I lift, you want to feel your glutes and your hamstrings engage. And then pause at the top, bring it back down, and then going up again with those bridges. And as you do it, again, I like to have that pause at the top, feel the tension, feel those muscles firing, and then bringing it back down. And same rep scheme as the other ones, 2 to 3 sets of 10, or you can just go for more reps if you don't feel it as much. But again, we want to build that mind muscle connection, making sure we feel the right muscles tensing up and working. So those are a few exercises you can do to help again with that IT band pain. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask us here, our coaches. But other than that, hope it helps.